Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
It's a beautiful Friday evening in the Bronx, and the crowd is going to be huge, wrapped around the ballpark before the game. Why? Because it's hockey jersey night. Everybody seems to want one of these items. That young man got it. Now he's going to settle in because it is time for baseball. As the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Kansas City Royals in the first game of a three-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball, along with Paul O'Neill. I'm Michael Kay. Yankees just split a four-game set with the Angels, and the Royals are struggling right now. They've lost 4 in a row, but we've got a good pitching matchup in this one. Michael Wacha, who's always giving the Yankees problems, he's off to a great start. And Cam Schlittler for the Yankees, first 2 starts, he was unhittable. Last 2, he struggled just a bit.
Well, Cam Schlittler has been something since he stepped foot in the mound here in the Bronx. I don't know what he was doing in the minor leagues. All of a sudden, he stepped into the major leagues. He's a high 90s fastball guy, a power pitcher. If you had his two-seamer and his four-seamer and cutter together, over 90%. What in the world is that, Mike? Well, that's unhittable. That boy is good.
Well, the first 2 starts, he didn't allow a run. And now the last 2, a 5.40 ERA. But the thing that's consistent is 30 strikeouts and 1 walk. For a hard thrower like that, that is amazing. Now, the Royals are an offensive team that struggles, but one guy that Schlittler is going to have to worry about is one of the best players in baseball, the Royals shortstop, and that's Bobby Witt Jr.
Well, Bobby Witt Jr. can do it all. He was a #1 draft pick. You knew the name. His father was a major leaguer, but all of a sudden, he is as good as it gets. He can hit, he can run, he can play defense, he wins gold gloves. He'd be an MVP if there wasn't another guy in the league named Aaron Judge. So he is that good. He is the cornerstone for the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, take a look at his numbers. It just screams out superstar, and he is that guy. 2-time All-Star, 2-time Gold Glove winner. He won the batting championship in 2024, and as Paul mentioned, 2 top 4 finishes in the American League MVP. He was a runner-up to Judge in 2024. Well, we had the great matchup of Trout and Judge in the previous series. Now it's Witt and Judge, teammates on the USA team in the WBC. We're moving closer to baseball, baby. Hang right here. Yankees Royals on Yes. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by FanDuel. Call your shot on FanDuel every day with Daily Dinger. Make a free pick for a chance at a profit boost the next day. By Live on NY Life, pass it on. By Tunnel to Towers, donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T.org. And by Hyundai. Test drive a new Hyundai today, only at your local Hyundai dealer. Moving closer to baseball. So why don't we take a look at FanDuel's Daily Dingle for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. How about Cody Bellinger? Plus 470. Austin Wells sitting on 1 home run on the year. He is 490, plus 490. And here are the featured home run players for today's odds. You got them. Now you can have baseball as well. Yankees and the Royals. Line up first pitch baseball next.
Welcome back to Yankees Baseball on Yes. We're getting closer to first pitch between the Yankees and the Royals. That'll be in just a minute. And while the main show is here in the Bronx, there is also a show going on in Bridgewater, New Jersey. Garrett Cole officially started his rehab clock, getting the ball for the Somerset Patriots tonight. Now, the Patriots put up a bunch of runs in the bottom of the inning, so Garrett Cole will go out there and take the ball in inning number 2, but he is still waiting to do so. In the first inning, he pitched post-Tommy John surgery. He threw 14 pitches, 12 for strikes. He got 2 batters to ground out to second base and also had a strikeout. Aaron Boone saying earlier that he's probably going to throw about 40 pitches in that one in his first rehab start. Michael, just the first step in many for Garrett Cole, but a good step indeed to see the ace back on the mound in competition.
Absolutely, Meredith. Pretty fascinating. There's a big game here, but that performance that he's going to have, that's going to be closely watched as well. There's Aaron Boone. He's watching his team get ready for this Royals starting lineup. Michael Garcia at third base. Bobby Witt Jr. bat second and play short. Vinny Pasquantino at first base with third. The veteran Sal Perez will catch and clean up. Carter Jensen, the DH, bat fifth. Batting sixth, the left fielder Lane Thomas. Jack Caglione in right field will bat seventh. Batting eighth, playing second base, Michael Massey. And Kyle Isbell in center field is going to bat ninth. And that's who they're going to face his fifth start of the year. 2-1, 2.49. Let's check out the Nissan pitcher scouting report.
Well, it's the number one. Yeah, that's the fastball. Well, he's got three of them. The fastball, the four-seamer, the two-seamer, and cutter are used 92% of the time of his pitches, which leads the major leagues. And, you know, why not when you're 97 to 100? And good matchup should be. Royals struggle against anybody 95 or better, and his ridiculous numbers. Go ahead, Michael.
Let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch is a strike. We're underway. What else you have?
Well, I mean, his numbers at 30 strikeouts in his first four starts, no home runs, one walk. I mean, that's kind of unheard of.
Amazing command for a young pitcher who throws that hard. Now, Paul mentioned that they struggle against pitches 95 miles per hour or more. They hit 191. That's 27th in baseball. They slug 398. Only the Reds are worse, 223. And they strike out 27.3% of the time on pitches that fast.
You're looking at Garcia here. This is his fifth season, only 26 years old. Last year, really kind of a breakout year. Made the All-Star team, won the Gold Glove, 286, 23 stolen base, 74 RBIs. And was awarded with a 5-year, $57.5 million contract. Locked him up.
Check swing, slow roller. Schlittler, one away. Check out the Yankee defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers, Bellinger, Grisham, and Judge. Left, right in the outfield, in the infield. It's Rosario at third. Despite the fact that the Royals are starting a righty, Caballero at short, Chisholm by second, Ben Rice over first, Austin Wells behind the plate, Stanton is the DH. And what else is interesting? So McMahon, who Boone said today, still working on things. Well, there are two lefties starting the next 2 days for the Royals. So if you're going to play McMahon at all, it was going to be tonight. They decided to go with Rosario.
Yeah, I'm sure, you know, we don't know what's going on behind closed doors, but then there's been a conversation, hey, do you think you're better off having a few days to work on things? You know, you can't dig yourself too deep of a hole early in the season.
So 1-1 on Bobby Witt Jr. He had 3 hits yesterday, and he scored 3 runs, which is significant because before that game, for the entire early part of the year, he had scored 1 run. He has 8 stolen bases when he does get on. This kid really does it all. Charlie Ramos is the home plate umpire, hitter friendly. 20 calls, challenged, 12 overturned, fewer high strikes, fewer inside strikes on lefty batters. That's the umpire scouting report, brought to you by your local Kia dealers. And you just got to look at the other umps. Tyler Jones at first, Chris Guccione at second, and Nestor Ceja is the third base ump. Witt, 25 years old, 5th big league season. And he swings and misses. 96. 2 away.
Well, we went over it. He's got a 4-seamer, a 2-seamer, and a cutter. And this is the cutter, but still at 96 miles an hour. And this is intentionally thrown up in the strike zone right by Bobby Witt.
Here's Vinny Pasquantino, nicknamed Pasquatch. Got off to a very slow start. 155, 11 hits and 71 at bats. On base percentage of 244. He was the captain of Team Italy in their Cinderella run to the semifinals in the WBC.
And those numbers you were talking about, it's a far cry where he was last year. 32 home runs, 113 RBIs, and which was third in the American League behind Judge and Raleigh.
We told you offensively they're struggling. Garcia, Witt, Pasquantino, and the cleanup hitter Perez combined hitting .218. 6 home runs, 31 ribbies, an OPS of .623. And that one's grounded sharply to Josh Chisholm. And that'll do it. Schlittler gets the Royals in order, and the Yankees are coming to bat. A good top of the first inning for Cam Schlittler. Now Michael Wacha will go up against this Yankee starting lineup. Trent Grisham leads off, then it's Aaron Judge and Cody Bellinger. Middle third of the order, starting with the DH Giancarlo Stanton, then Ben Rice and Ahmed Rosario. On the bottom third, Chisholm, Caballero, and Wells. And they'll be facing Walker. This is his 4th start, 2-0, 0.43 ERA, 21 innings, 17 strikeouts, 5 walks. Let's check out the Nissan pitcher scouting report on Michael Wacha.
Well, you saw those numbers, Michael. He is off and running. A great start with that 2-0, 0.43 ERA. This day and age, that's pretty good. He's got a good history, though. His career numbers are really good against the Yankees in the 14 games, 3.3 ERA. The Yankees only hitting .215 combined against him. And is he at your number? We'll have to wait and see. Has been really great at shutting down Aaron Judge. Judge 3 for 24, no extra base hits, and 12 strikeouts in those 24 lifetime at bats.
Wacha, 34 years old, 14th big league season. Last Saturday, 8 shutout innings, beat the White Sox. Grisham swings at the first pitch and lofts it to shallow left. Lane Thomas coming on. 1 out. Royals defense brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. You see how they line up. Let's take a closer look at Bobby Witt, who is our Car Shield defensive player profile. 46 outs above average since 2024. And that leads all major leaguers. Pretty impressive. Now, when you consider that one is ripped to left field, and Judge will pick up an extra base hit. The throw comes into second. Judge slides. He's in there. Let's take a look at Wacha and his arsenal on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
He's got a lot of pitches, and he throws them all for strikes. He knows how to pitch, so you know, it's why he's been tough. He throws strikes, doesn't get behind. Kind of hangs out one there for Aaron Judge, and we've seen lately Aaron Judge in the first inning is ready to go.
And that was how he attacked Judge and why Judge has struggled against him. Three for 24 before that double. 0-1 on Bellinger. Cody's gone 10 games without a home run. The ballpark is absolutely jammed tonight. Well, those people are digging the hockey jerseys.
You know what? It's a big thing. A lot of times we got giveaways. You know, they're fun. Every giveaway is fun. But, you know, when you hear about the hockey jersey, I get texts. I get all kinds of stuff. People want hockey jerseys.
Amazing. People were lined up around the ballpark around 2 o'clock.
Maybe that's why the traffic was so bad today, huh?
It was rough today. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Bellinger down on strikes.
Well, this is a big strength for Wacha. He has a tremendous changeup that he uses against lefties. The side spin to it. 0 for 18. Hasn't been a hit on his changeup all year.
Here's Giancarlo Stanton. No, I should finish the point about Witt. So he's considered a premium defensive shortstop now. His first year, Paul, he was minus 22 defensive run saved.
You know, I didn't know that. I mean, young, you understand it, but still, where he is now, a Gold Glove after Gold Glove, and looks like he's going to be there for a while. So you're looking at just a true baseball player that can do every aspect of the game.
He's got a big fan in Judge. Judge raves about him. He said, every time I watch him, it seems like he's better. 1-1. Now, Stanton against the Angels had 3 hits and 16 at-bats, but did strike out 8 times. Lifetime against Waka, 5 hits and 20 at-bats.
Well, there's a changeup. It almost looks like his arm stops, and the ball kind of really has a screwball effect, spinning sideways instead of, just kind of fading away. That ball actually went sideways.
High pop-up on the right side. Pasquantino will put it away, and Waka pitches around the double by Judge. We played one at the stadium. Nothing right here on Yes. Well, score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Yankees, the official source for your Yankees gear.
Fun place to hang out, Michael.
Yeah.
Let's grab a thing or two on the way in.
21 jersey.
You got any of those?
I do not.
Really? I got a Michael K jersey at home.
That's a lie.
No, it's a t-shirt.
Sal Perez has gotten off to a slow start. It's interesting to note. I don't know if there's a correlation, but it's amazing how many WBC guys are struggling. Pasquantino, Perez, Naylor, J-Rod, Raleigh, lots of them. That's just a couple. I don't know if there's cause and effect or whatever the case may be, but when you play in the WBC, Paul, you are out of the routine that you do every single year.
I really expected the complete opposite, and I was anxious to see some of these big name players, what type of starts they got off to after the WBC. But it seemed like you go back to spring training to a huge letdown, and then you can't turn it back on time.
1-2 on the veteran Perez. "35 years old, 15th Major League season. He's a Hall of Famer. There's no way around it.
Yeah, you're looking at a 9-time All-Star, a World Series MVP, 5-time Gold Glove. The league loves him. He won the Clemente Award.
He also was the captain of the Venezuela team that won the championship in the WBC. And how about this, Paul? Right away, got a big tattoo on his left thigh of the trophy, his number 13 jersey, and the Venezuelan flag. And he was the MVP in the World Series when they beat the Mets. Hit .364. Ground ball, third base, Rosario. One away.
But I got to tell you, Michael, winning World Series is the greatest thing in the world, believe me. But not once did I ever think, hey, I'm going to get a tattoo on my thigh tomorrow. It never entered my mind.
Never once?
No. I guess I'm in the wrong generation. That's just the way it is.
But the first year you joined Yes, you got a Yes tattoo right on your left bicep.
Every time I look at that what's that thing called, a bug?
Yep.
On the right?
Yep.
25 seasons. We've done them all.
We've done them all. Here's Carter Jensen. All right, so you want to hear a story that's probably a nightmare of every player. He's 22. He's still a rookie. A couple of weeks ago, he overslept for a day game after a night game. Got to the park late, was scratched from the lineup. He apologized to the team and the media. He said, there's no running from it. I let my teammates down, coaches down. I just have to learn from it. No, it won't happen again. He said he woke up in a full panic. From now on, he uses 1,000,000 alarms. And his teammate, Jack Caglione, he now has a nickname for Carter Jensen. It's the Big Snooze.
Big Snooze. He hit the snooze button too many times, huh?
Did he go? No, he did not hold up, so he did go. He's talking to himself.
Yeah, you see Cam Schlittler just having his way in the upper part of the strike zone with the high fastballs that Kansas City cannot connect with and cannot lay off. You know, you're starting to get that buzz, Michael. You know, fans will come up. Who's pitching? Who's pitching? Schlittler. Oh, I'm glad. I want to watch. He's kind of like that guy that people are looking forward to every fifth day now, right?
Absolutely. There is a buzz around his performances. And I think that a fan base of any team, they gravitate toward the homegrown player, the guy that was drafted by that team, and that's Schlittler. And he's done very well. No one will ever forget his 8 innings of 12 strikeout, shutout ball against the Red Sox in a do-or-die, win-or-go-home game.
You know, that really caught my eye. 92% of his pitches, 4-seamer, 2-seamer, cutter, all fastballs. I mean, if you can't just be that simple, it makes it all right. Am I going to hold on a 4-seamer, 2-seamer? Am I going to cut this a little bit? But one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to throw it hard.
Now, if you want to plan ahead, his next start is at Fenway Park against his boyhood team.
Well, I'm sure they remember him well after the playoffs, huh?
They certainly gave it to him before that game, and that served as motivation for him, especially on social media. 2-1. Center field coming on is Grisham, and he'll make the play. Another 1-2 inning for Schlittler. We go to the bottom of the second.
Welcome back. Garrett Cole is through 3 innings with the Somerset Patriots. He has thrown 36 pitches so far. He did give up a home run and a double, but certainly a big step, Michael, for Garrett Cole in his rehab process, getting out there, facing competition in a game for the very first time. Without a doubt, something to keep an eye on. And there you see the numbers right there. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and 2 hits allowed.
Oh, he was probably so pumped. He has not been in a game since the World Series, Game 5. Pretty amazing. Ben Rice swings and misses.
I didn't hear the whole story, Michael, as far as how many starts do they want him, expect him before they'll, you know.
They say they want to build him up to a normal pitch count. So it's probably going to be the length of spring training.
6 weeks or so?
Yeah, something like that. If they get him up to 95 pitches and you know, there's no problems, you might see him up here.
And Michael, Carlos Rodon is throwing in Somerset tomorrow, not in an actual game, just a live setting. They want more of a controlled setting for him this time out, and it'll likely be a rehab start thereafter. But think about this minor league team. Within the next week, they're going to have Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, and Anthony Volpe all rehabbing at the same time. Should bring some big crowds.
Absolutely.
Well, again, look at that changeup and just absolutely goes sideways there. And he's got great arm action. You can see with that screwball spin, actually spinning the opposite way.
So here's Ahmed Rosario into right center. Isbell on the run. Now, Paul, if anything, you know we're fair and balanced.
Yeah.
So we mentioned a lot of WBC guys are struggling. Well, there are WBC guys that are doing well.
Okay.
Michael Walker's one of them. Christopher Sanchez, Eduardo Rodriguez has been unbelievable. Yamamoto, Mason Miller. As for hitters, Otani, Wilyer Abreu, Bryce Terang, and Vlad Guerrero Jr. So, again, you can fit your narrative whichever way you want. Some guys are struggling. You blame it on the WBC. Some guys are doing well, but you don't want to give the WBC credit.
You know, not every shoe fits everybody, Michael. Sometimes it's good for people. I mean, obviously, as a player, you would love to put the uniform on and play for your country. I thought it was an unbelievable event this year. Just don't know the exact right time to do it, whether you do a little bit before, maybe a little at the All-Star break, just to kind of build it up.
And also, Judge leads the majors, tied with Jordan Walker for the most home runs, and he was the captain of Team USA in the WBC. 1-1 on Chisholm. Left side, Lane Thomas on the run, but it makes the seats. 2-2 on Jazz. 2 for 11 against the Angels. Yankees had 2 walk-off wins against LA.
Exciting games, but if you break that series down, I mean, the Yankees were very fortunate to even split that series. I mean, they got an extra out with the infield fly that fell in. So, instead of the 27 outs, you got 28 outs and you end up winning a game with it. And then they come back in game 1. So you got to move on here. You're facing the Royals, who are struggling this time. They're a very top-heavy lineup, and their top 4 guys have struggled, like you talked about, Michael. So you got to take advantage of the teams that are pretty solid, that aren't playing well when you play them.
All right, Chisholm walks. He's tied with Caballero with 8 stolen bases. Tops on the team. And the pitch to Caballero is a strike. Caballero starting to heat up, 6 hits in his last 15 at-bats.
Yeah, his swings have been much more aggressive. And you see Waka, I mean, he actually did a slide step right there to keep Chaz over at first base. Another one. So instead of the high leg kick, it's just boom. And it really, there's no way to time it as a base runner. You almost have to time it when he's going to start and try to get a jump, because it's going to give Perez a good opportunity.
Perez has fallen in terms of framing and those stats that they look so closely at, but he has thrown out 6 of 12 attempted base stealers. Still has a good arm. Swing and a miss. Caballero down on strikes. Yankee strand 1. We played 2-0. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. 6 straight retired by Schlittler. We go to the 3rd inning. Caglione will start it off. Fouled away. So the Royals have lost 4 straight and 7 of 9. And really, the biggest reason why is the lack of offense. They score 3.42 runs per game. That's tied for 26th. 222 batting average, 25th. On base percentage, 304. They're 25th in baseball. Slugging, 346, 26th. And they don't hit many home runs, just 15. So they have trouble scoring runs because, Paul, when you look at the starting pitching numbers, they're great, although their bullpen has struggled a bit.
The bullpen has really fallen apart for them. But you know what you said, Michael, that earlier about the top 4. I mean, they're a very top-heavy offense. You got 4 guys that a lot of the offense has to be produced by. And if you do the numbers, those 4 guys, you got Garcia, Witt Jr., Pasquantino, and Perez, last year combined for 131 home runs and 375 RBIs. All right, they're on the pace this year for 51 and 264. So not even close to what they did last year.
Caglione swings and misses.
Well, you don't see it very often, but a good curveball down and in after just really hammering the top of the strike zone. A breaking ball down and in to a lefty.
So here's Michael Massey. And a strike dropped in a curveball.
Well, there's 3 consecutive curveballs, and 2 of them strikes, and that one a little overthrown. But the ability to throw as hard as he does, control his fastball, and then throw a curveball here in the 2nd inning, right where he wanted for a strikeout, I mean, that's impressive.
Flags over the grandstand, really flopping. It's wind here today.
I saw Schlittler's uniform blouse, kind of blowing in the wind. I didn't notice it. He did a pregame down on the field with Meredith. It was beautiful. I didn't notice the wind going like that.
Look at you channeling Dylan.
Huh?
Channeling Dylan.
Oh,
blowing in the wind.
I just want to be able to write lyrics like that. Like
3-2. And Schlittler rocks and deals. Left center field. Bellinger puts it away. 2 down. And here's the number 9 batter, Kyle Isbell. Isbell, a great defensive outfielder. He was a finalist for the American League Center Field Gold Glove, but that went to the Red Sox, Cedric Rafaela. Good bunter, too. Fouled away.
Michael, he is known for his defense, and he does. He runs stuff down. He's a great center fielder defensively, but off to a good start offensively. One of the few guys on this team. 295, a couple home runs, and 6 RBIs. So he's done his share of the work offensively.
One and one. Center field, Grisham. Schlittler is perfect through 3. 9 up, 9 down. People are loving this segment. Tell them the name of the segment, Mel.
How about that?
Yeah, it's about Austin Wells. Played midfield in lacrosse and credits the sport with helping him become a better base runner. Favorite movie, Star Wars, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Probably get along with Ryan Rucco very well. And one of his favorite hobbies is building Legos.
My oldest son, Andy's a big Lego guy. I mean, I think he has more fun doing it than his daughter, who's 5. I was a big Lincoln log guy.
Oh, I love Lincoln logs. And they were easier than Legos.
Much easier, yeah.
Well, Andy's the doctor, right?
Yeah.
And he plays with Legos.
He loved them as a kid, and now he has kids. Like I said, I think he has more fun than the kids.
0-2 on Wells. Wells just 1 home run, and that's his only ribby on the year. One and 2. Well, Walker had an opt-out on his contract last year. Before he hit the opt-out, he and the Royals agreed to a new 3-year, $51 million contract. And there's a team option for 2028. And the Royals said keeping Walker was a #1 priority before last season. Former first-round draft pick in 2012 with the Cardinals. So 2-2 on the Yankee catcher, batting 9th in the order. So from 0-2 to full. Walker deals. Ground ball. Grabbed by Pasquantino. Flips to Walker. 1 away. Now, if you look at Wells scoring on the walk-off, that lacrosse skill set certainly came into play right here.
You know, It's a saying that catchers don't really appreciate, but he's moving. He runs very well for a catcher. He really does. A good base running. He did everything perfect there to end up just scoring.
And Michael, he said he was going either way there. He said, I was moving so fast, even if Rojas told me to stop, I'm not sure that I would have been able to. It might have hurt more to stop than to score.
High fly ball, right center. Caglione. 2 down. Sometimes there's no secret why a pitcher is effective. Walker's now 10 for 10 first pitch strikes.
Wow, I mean, he's not overpowering. We talked about he has a great changeup, but he spots his fastball, his breaking ball. He has about 6 pitches, and he has control of all of them. But yeah, pitching ahead, it's the most #1 important thing for pitchers. It's just, it never goes away. You can throw analytics in, you can throw weapons. It's an inception of baseball. Pitchers pitch ahead.
All right, that was a ball that's challenged by Perez. ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile, and Sal was right.
It is a strike. Kansas City has 2
this?
challenges remaining.
Sal Perez is 14 for 19 in ABS challenge.
Yeah, I think he's leading all catchers, right?
Judge has only challenged 2 pitches this year. 0-2. Judge doubled in the first inning with 1 out. And he strikes out against Walker to end the inning. Yankees go down in order. We got a little bit of a pitcher's duel here in the Bronx. Walker and Schlittler. We go to the 4th. Well, tomorrow on Yes, the Yankees and the Royals play Game 2 of this series here in the Bronx. Pre-game coverage starts at 1 with first pitch scheduled for shortly after at 1:30 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Will Warren against the left-handed Noah Cameron. Here's Garcia, lead off the 4th inning. 9 up, 9 down for Schlittler. First pitch is a ball, 1-0.
Well, the Yankees have seen a lot of left-handers lately, huh? The Yankees series, and then 2 out of 3 this series.
And at the beginning, they hardly faced a lefty.
Yeah.
Curveball misses, 2-0. Ground ball. Rosario. 1 down in the 4th.
You can just tell it, Rosario. I mean, he's not an everyday player. You've talked about how much fun he is a teammate, but he's just a high-energy guy. I mean, even after he threw that ball across the field, I mean, there's a little dancing going around. Just a lot of energy and fun playing the game.
So here's Bobby Witt Jr. He struck out in the first inning against Schlittler. Wind seems to be blowing straight in.
Yeah, from left field. I mean, it was hot here the last couple of days, you remember, for this time of year. And it's getting a little cooler, so I would imagine that's coming from the north, right?
I guess we have to ask Trout. He's the
well, he left town, so I'm going to take over here. I'm going to be Al Roker tonight. Yeah, the wind's blowing in from the north.
The 1-0. Strike. 1-1. The Royals are 7-12. The Yankees are 10-9. One and 2. The Royals have suffered 3 walk-off defeats so far this year and 2 losses when they're leading after 8. Last year, leading after 8, they were 72-0.
They finally broke loose yesterday and scored 9 runs and still ended up losing. So the bullpen has been a big issue, especially with a team that's struggling to score runs.
Yeah, the Pirates walked it off. Not the Pirates, the Tigers walked it off. Cooking up something special with Hexclad. Join the hybrid revolution at hexclad.com. Longest streak with 7 or more strikeouts to begin a season. Cam's at 4. The leader is Messina with 7. He did it in 2003. Cam has 3 strikeouts so far today. Popped up behind the plate. Wind took that way over the screen.
We've seen a lot of fastballs here. Schluger has put hitters away today, either by a fly ball or a strikeout, and we've seen a couple curveballs. It's all been hard stuff. If you want to throw a curveball right here, you might see Witt just corkscrew himself into the ground.
Two. Punched out toward first. Rice fields and beats Witt to the bag. Witt flying down the line.
Kind of like these papers that are flying around the booth here, Michael.
Not even report notes.
That's right. I'm looking for Dorothy here next.
Love to see it. It's kind of sad that we have to point it out. It should be done by everyone, but it's not done by everyone. Witt, normal ground ball. He's trying to beat it out. There's Pasquantino. I got a piece of Wells.
Well, it hit the shin guard. It probably hit his knee. And a lot of times, even when you know it hits the shin guard, it still hurts. Oh, it hit his foot. Love it.
More. Because they're not covered at that point. Ouch. See, Charlie Ramos walked out to the mound, gave him time. Good curve. He's using the curve more tonight than he has.
Yeah, he didn't use it until the second inning. Then he threw it for a strike immediately, and I kind of commented on it. To hold that back and then be able to throw it for strikes is pretty impressive.
And the 0-2. "51 pitches for Cam. Line drive, it's a base hit to left field. That's the first base runner for the Royals as Pasquantino picks a 2-out single.
Yeah, it's the first fastball up in the strike zone you've seen any of the Royals be able to catch up with. This ball's out of the strike zone. It's just as a lefty kind of looking to cover that outside corner. You kind of stay behind it and just slap it the other way.
So here's Perez. Oh, 1.
Pasquantino, he had that big 3-home run game in the WBC, right? I don't think it's ever been done before.
Quickly 0-2. Strike 3. Perez down looking. 4th strikeout for Schlittler. Royals got a runner. They don't get a run.
Welcome back. It's time for the injury report, brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Garrett Cole's first rehab start is officially done. He went 4 1/3 innings through 44 pitches, 36 for strikes. He had 3 runs on 3 hits, struck out 3 batters along the way. Now we'll see how he feels afterwards. Michael, first time out there, as you mentioned, probably a ton of adrenaline for Garrett Cole. Most important at this stage of the game is how he recovers and how that arm feels, not really the results yet.
Tell you what, 44 pitches, 36 strikes. That's impressive. So he's pumping the strike zone for sure. As Bellinger fouls it back. So 44 pitches, usually go up 10 or 15. So let's say they're conservative, then it goes to 55. Again, if they build him up to about 90 and he's healthy, they might call him up. 0-2 on Bellinger, who struck out in the first inning. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Waka and Schlittler, they're the story.
And Michael, just one more note on that rehab game. Anthony Volpe is batting second and playing shortstop for the Patriots tonight. He is 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored and a walk so far this evening.
So he's getting closer, health-wise, to being called up. They want to get him about 60 at-bats, which is what you get in spring training. But Boone did mention he's been hitting for a long time off the trajectory machine, so he's ahead of where you would be in spring training. 1-2. 2-2. Now one is looped into center field. Isbell on the run. He's not going to get there. It's a base hit for Cody Bellinger to start the 4th.
Well, Cody Bellinger on that 2 strike. He's not afraid to get jammed, and this is a good thing because you're still covering the outside pitch. If you get jammed, you can still kind of fight it off and bloop that ball in the other way. He does this extremely well, especially against lefties.
Here's Stanton. Let's check out one of tonight's player props, brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. Stanton to hit 1 or more home runs tonight. You get it at plus 375.
As I recall, he's a bit less odds than who was it, Wells and Bellinger, right? Earlier in the broadcast.
So Stanton hitting for average. He's dropped a bit since a hot start. Still just 2 home runs. That kind of jumps out at me. Three and 2. Seems like Stanton and Judge are very reluctant to challenge. And Stanton down on strikes.
Seems like Waka likes to get ahead and then try to put you away with the fastball up in the strike zone. This with the top of the strike zone and not out of it. This is a pretty good pitch for Stanton to hit.
Here are the players in the ABS challenges. Told you Judge 2 for 2. Grisham is challenged 5. Caballero 7. Stanton 1 for 1. Yankees started out hot with the challenges and then cooled down considerably. They were 10 for their first 11 successful, and then 15 for the last 35 in the last 15 games. Batters are 7 of 8. Catchers are 6 of 21. Whoa. That's drilled to right field, off the bat of Rice. There it goes. See ya. Into the short porch. A bullet by Rice. And the Yankees lead 2-0.
hits velocity with Rice and how good it is. Well, this one was really good. His 6th of the year. Had that sound, Michael, right off the bat. Big home run for the Yankees.
Rosario takes up and away. So Walker comes in with a 0.43 ERA and gives up 2 runs on 1 swing here in the 4th.
Shot his ERA up all the way to 1.11.
That'll do it.
Still pretty good, though, right?
Ground ball, Witt.
Well, Ben Rice, you're talking about hitting the ball hard. Well, this is kind of that off-speed pitch down and into lefties. I'm sure that he wanted this ball to get outside, and it was kind of down and in where he could just hook it into the bleachers. You see him out in front there, but by keeping the bat going through the strike zone, you still get plenty to get it out here.
You saw the smile. I'll ask you a corny question. How much joy does it bring you to hit a home run?
You know, you get that. It's funny. You hit a big home run, and you get so elated, so like fired up that like 10 minutes later you're actually tired. You're like mentally exhausted. It's like it's like a shock to your system. And that changeup just did not go down and away. But a great piece of hitting from Rice just to stay through it.
Rice off to a great start. That's his 6th home run. He has 16 runs batted in, hitting over 300.
Yeah, it's kind of a dream season to get off to a great start for Rice, because you know he did some good things last year. The last thing you want to do is give the organization or the fan base, hey, was that just last year? No, you're starting to see him really come into his own as a left-handed hitter.
Deep to right, but foul. Jazz still looking for home run number 1. Three and 2. High fly ball, right field. Caglione back, comes back in, and puts it away for the final out. Nothing better on a Friday night than hot Rice. Ben Rice hits one into the short porch in right field. Walker knows he got porched, and the Yankees lead 2-0. Ben Rice with the home run give the Yankees a 2-0 lead on the Audi scoreboard. Hitters, Paul, were 0 for 19 this year off of Walker's changeup until that man swing.
Well, a good thing got to end once in a while, right? That changeup, unlike the other ones you've seen, had no movement down and away to Ben Rice.
Carter Jensen takes up and away 1-0. We told the story about Jensen oversleeping, and this is a sleep late story that connects to you a little bit, Paul.
Can't wait. We got.
Well, there was a second-tier college outfield, and he was told he's getting a chance to spot start the next day. He slept late. Friends were banging on the door. Got him up, and he pitched that day. And one of those watching that day was a Red Scout, Julian Mock, who recommended that Cincinnati draft him as a pitcher based on what he saw that day. That pitcher your former teammate, Chris Hammond.
No kidding.
Played 14 years in the big league, so if they didn't bang on his door and wake him up.
You talk about a good changeup. Hemi had a good changeup. Left-handed pitcher.
See, it's hard for me to oversleep because if I know I have to get up, I don't sleep well.
You're exactly right.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I envy people that just go out
and I'll deal with it tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, I'm already trying to figure out what I'm going to do if I don't sleep or if I do sleep.
Yeah, I'm looking at the clock, constantly doing math. Okay, that means I get 4 hours sleep. Did he go? Yes, he did. Jensen down on strikes.
One time I had that panic. I was coming at the time we were playing. You see another breaking ball. He is using that much more, especially the left-handed hitters. But I was coming in from Westchester.
Right.
And all of a sudden, you know, Westchester, you're not supposed to drive trucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't go over the underpass. Well, this refrigeration truck tries to go flying down the hutch and blows the top off. There's stuff all over the road, so they block the road. I actually called Joe Torres. I'm a miss batting practice. I'm sorry. He said, don't worry. I'm in the same line.
Lane Thomas pops one up to Caballero, so 2 down. With Caglione. Top of the 5th inning. First game of the 3-game set. Yankees lead 2-0. Line drive, it's a base hit. Bellinger will get the ball in. Second base hit for the Royals. It's time now, Paul, for pitching decisions presented by Sage.
Well, I mean, Cam Slittler, most of the stuff is hard. There's no doubt about it. He uses that curveball to lefties, especially right there, just right down the middle. The dominant stuff, he's actually just challenged guys, even in fastball counts. Got a few easy fly balls, but up to his usual greatness tonight.
Here's Massey. Left center field. On the run is Grisham. And he'll put it away for the final out. No runs a hit. 1 man left. We're halfway through. Yankees up by 2. Well, this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Audi scoreboard, bottom of the 5th inning, 2-0 Yanks. And Caballero fouls it back. 0-1. Another first pitch strike for Walker. 8, 9, and 1 in the Yankees order. Caballero, Wells, and Grisham. Pretty big day in Yankee history today. On this day, 1951, the Yankee debuts of 2 icons, Mickey Mantle and Bob Shepard. Shepard's first game as the PA announcer of the Yankees. And we'll take a look at the Optimum Fiber famously fast replay. Take a look at Mantle. He was unbelievable. Switch hitter. Hurt his knee very early in the 51 World Series and was still blindingly fast. Just an unbelievable skill set. The Mick.
The Mick. Whole generation of Mickeys running around, all named after him, you know that?
It's amazing.
Bob Shepard, what, 50-some years?
The call on the field is the ball. The catcher is challenging.
All right, another challenge by Perez, powered by T-Mobile. He's right again.
It is a
And he
strike.
winked.
Kansas City has
He
2
winked.
challenges remaining.
Probably saying, you know, Perez has such a personality, but you're a catcher. You know that was a strike.
Wells has not had the rate of success that Perez has had early. He's unbelievable at this. He's challenged 20 pitches. He's 15 overturned.
Been receiving balls behind that plate for a long time.
Yep.
Is it 15th season?
I mean, that's going to be a valuable skill set moving forward.
Like I told you yesterday, Michael, it's going to be on the back of your baseball cards now. Challenges, challenge 1, loss.
Deep center field. Isbell back. He's got room. Wind brings it in a bit. By the way, the 15 overturns for Perez, most of any major league catcher. Wells is 7th with 10. Here's Trent Grisham with 1 out here in the 5th. Caballero with 8 steals. He's at first. And Paul told you earlier, Walker does go to the slide step when there's a runner on base. Makes it difficult to run on him. And you got a catcher who guns out 50%. Quick throw to first. And Caballero just got back.
Now, you see Caballero, he likes to stutter, and try to get a running start. And only way you're going to be able to steal a base against Walker is kind of guess timing. And the only problem with doing that, if you get caught with the pitcher going over there while you're in the air, you're pretty much out.
Ground ball, Witt. Caballero got to second too quickly, so they had no chance at that. He took the out at first to get Grisham, and the Yankees have a runner in scoring position and 2 outs.
You're talking about Mickey Mantle and Maris, I mean the M&M brother. He actually got traded from or to Kansas City.
Kansas City A's,
Yeah.
from the Kansas City A's. They were the unofficial farm system for the Yanks. 1-0.
I mean, I look at, you know, the times we were here. I mean, we had like rivals against Seattle. We had rival against the Indians. I mean, when you were growing up, I mean, this is the biggest rivalry in the American League, wasn't it? The Royals and the Yankees?
Especially in the postseason.
Yeah.
Just amazing. The games they played in '76. Mark Littell gave up the walk-off home run to Chris Chambers. It seemed like they matched up every single year in the playoffs.
Fights. Hal McRae taking Willie Randolph out.
Runner goes to third.
Good job.
And they fell asleep. He gets a stolen base. Nobody shouted. Walker was staring in intently.
Well, he is daring as a base runner. Sometimes it'll catch him, but right here, just taking off. Why Walker was getting the signal or listening, not even a throw.
9th stolen base for Caballero. So 2-0 on Judge. Bellinger's on deck. Curveball for a strike, 2-1.
You know, it's funny because Walker has this opportunity right here. You can pitch around Judge, the 2 outs, man on first base, but he has had such good success against him that, you know, he's kind of staying around the plate much more than most pitchers would.
3-1 on Judge. Judge doubled in the first, struck out in the third. Yankees have 3 hits, the Royals 2. On the bottom of the 5th, Yankees lead 2-0. And there's a walk to Judge.
Yeah, once he got behind it up there, you know, he struck him out on that high fastball last time. Well, let's just throw it a little bit higher. Aaron Judge not going for it.
Oh, meeting of the minds at the mound. Last time up, Bellinger singled, and he scored ahead of Ben Rice's 2-run home run.
So, Michael, we were talking about the beautiful weather the last couple of days. You got to confirm this. Somebody just told me. They thought they saw you flying down the freeway with the top down, glasses on, sunshine in your face. Is that you?
That might have been me. I can't confirm.
So now you're Thomas Magnum on us, huh?
I didn't have a Tiger hat on.
Impressive.
And there's a strike to Bellinger. You know, we told you about Caballero with 9 stolen bases, and he doesn't have any fear out there. Jack Curry talked to Caballero and about his fearlessness on the bases, and Caballero said, an old coach told me, Ricky Henderson stole 130 bases one year. No one remembers how many times he was caught.
It's a good point.
And by the way, he was caught 42 times that year.
Really? Yeah, you would never know that. But you know what? If part of your game is speed and stealing bases, I mean, you just can't run recklessly, but still, you've got to use that to your advantage.
Strike 3, and that's going to be challenged by Bellinger.
Call on the field is a strike. The batter is challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Is it a strikeout or ball? The crowd react if Bellinger
It
gets
is a ball. New York has 2 challenges
I
remaining.
know the feeling, but I guarantee you're just waiting there thinking, come on, be a ball, be a ball.
Crowd was into it. So 1-2 count. Two and two.
But with a change of events, so you get that call to ball, and then, you know, you get a pitch down in the dirt. Now you're 2-2 right back into the bat.
Judge goes. No throw. A stolen base for Judge. And the count is full.
Big Aaron Judge moving, knowing they're probably not even going to make a throw. Got the arrow on third base.
Popped up. See if the wind wreaks havoc. And Isbell has to come in and save the day for the final out. No runs, no hits, 2 walks, and 2 men left. 5 in the books. Yankees lead this one 2-0.
Justin Shackle with your Audi studio update. Garrett Cole made his first rehab start tonight for the AA Somerset Patriots, facing the Reading Fightin' Phils. Cole threw just 44 pitches in 4 1/3 innings of work. He allowed 3 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, struck out 3 batters. Big step in his road back to the Yankees, Michael.
Thank you, Justin. Mets lost their 9th straight game with a loss to the Cubs today. They've been outscored 56-16 over that span. Nico Horner did some damage. He's been doing it the last 12 games. And Jeremiah Jackson of the Orioles, last 7 games, 4 home runs, 10 runs batted in. Pitches high to Isbell as we start the 6th. You watched Isbell bail out the infield. And then as we go on the break, you see the replay. That ball almost popped out.
Yeah, it very lucky to stay in the webbing of his glove.
Popped up. Rice. One away.
Yeah, it looked like he caught it late, but then you see kind of hits the wheel of his gloves and starts upwards and ends up sticking in his pocket. You run in and act like nothing's wrong, but you know how lucky you are that that didn't pop out. And see the wind there. It's been blowing a lot more since the game started.
Here's Maikel Garcia. And a strike.
Call on the field is a strike. The batter is challenging.
Oh, Garcia said, I don't think so. Let me get some ABS powered by T-Mobile. Garcia is right.
It is the ball. Kansas City has 2 challenges remaining.
It's going to be interesting when all the data's, come together by the end of the season. Where are the umpires? Are they missing it high, low? I would assume that it's off the corners that, most of the people are getting, challenging and overturned.
I do wonder with this ABS system, because Greg Maddux is one of the greatest pitchers who ever lived.
Yes.
But he worked off the corners, and the umpires gave him call. I wonder how much that would have impacted his effectiveness.
Well, it would have impacted my challenging because, I got some hits off Maddux. Obviously, he's a tough at bat, but I knew the first pitch was your best opportunity because it was only like 2 inches off the outside corner.
Right.
Then it went 4, then it went 6, and you just wonder with Glavine, Maddux, Smoltz, great stuff, great pitchers. Don't get me wrong, but they knew how to use that extra, inch or so off the outside corner.
3-1. 3-2 on Garcia. Garcia's 0 for 2 tonight. Each team with 2 hits. The difference in the game is the 2-run home run by Rice off the changeup by Waka. He's still grinning about it. Just missed. It's ball 4. Hey, it's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And tonight's picture is of Maddux, Barber, and Mike, who were here in the Bronx earlier this week for the first time this season. Hope you got to see one of the walk-off ones. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride, mention yes to the pictures posted to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. That pitch, that was ball 4, and it's only the second walk of the year. It looked like Schlittler wanted the challenge. He touched the bill of his cap, not the top. I guess he was waiting to see if Wells was going to challenge, but Wells didn't.
Yeah, you wonder if there's almost a signal between the pitcher and the catcher. The pitcher might bang his glove or something, and the catcher might say no. So, some kind of relay before. It's got to happen quick, obviously, because the challenge has to happen quick.
35 strikeouts, 2 walks for Schlittler this year. One and 2. He didn't want to walk a guy in front of Bobby Witt Jr. either. Witt's 0 for 2. On deck is Pasquantino. Fly ball center field and deep. Going back, Grisham still back on the track. He can't hold on to it, and he drops the ball. Garcia had a hold up, so he'll just go to third. Witt's at second and third with 1 man out. Where the wind was playing games at that baseball.
Well, he had no problem getting the ball. It looks like he kind of got it at an ankle, and it just ended up hitting the heel of his glove and not rolling up the glove like you saw last inning.
That's going to be an E8. Yeah. And Garcia had a tag. There's nothing for him to do there. Although he could have played it halfway, I guess.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, Schlittler made a pitch. He kept him in the ballpark. Ball hit well. Don't get me wrong, but Grisham there in plenty of time. It just looks like he kind of took his eye off the ball to see where the wall was. He didn't see it all the way in.
Now, Paul, his routes are usually true. The fact that he turned this way and that, was that wind?
That usually means that, yeah, you're fooled, and it kind of moves on you at the end. He's very good at taking his eye off the ball, which you need to do as a center fielder, especially sometimes to gain more ground and kind of pick out where you can pick up the ball. But that one right there, it looked like he almost started to peek where the wall was to see if he was going to hit it, and it didn't watch it in his glove.
All right, so the Yankees play the infield back except at third. Here's Pasquantino with one out. Hammered foul. So a walk in an E8. And the way the Royals are struggling swinging the bat, this is the kind of rally that they put together. Oh, 2.
Well, to get a strikeout, you've got to get to this point with 2 strikes, and he's done it with 2 fastballs. Now does he go to that breaking ball against the lefty or try to get him a strikeout on a high fastball outside the strike zone?
And wasn't that what Pasquantino singled on?
Up and away. Try to go up and in. Keep the ball in the infield, possibly jamming. I mean, there's so many options here when you have the stuff that Schlittler had.
Ground ball, that's going to get a run in. Rice will flip to Schlittler. Yankees now lead 2-1. Moving to third is Witt with 2 outs.
Yeah, he went to the curveball, tried to get it down and in. He just left it up a little bit. I think it's the right pitch. It just did not get out of the strike zone where you get a swing and a miss.
Well, the run is unearned, but it certainly counts. And now here's Salvador Perez 0 for 2. Popped up. Who's going to get this one? Not an easy play. And it falls foul. Fortunate for the Yankees, it fell foul.
Yeah, I think Ben Rice was the only guy that really had a play here. Jazz was playing too far over to second base. Aaron Judge isn't going to make it. And then I think he heard some footsteps. I mean, Aaron Judge probably does leave some footprints out there. But he thought he was called off and then realized that Aaron Judge was not going to get there. You see Jazz all the way over by second base, and it just could not get an angle. And Aaron Judge playing a little bit deeper with Perez up.
So the veteran gets another life. Popped up. And out of play. Swing and a miss, got him. Dialed it up to 98 to strike out Sal Perez. 1 run, no hits, 1 big error, 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 2-1 Yanks. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Sage, proud accounting software provider of the New York Yankees. By your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. And by the New York Lottery, this could be your lucky play. Charlie Ramos is proud of his hair. I mean, what a lustrous mane on the home plate umpire. I believe there's product in there too. Oh yeah, put the helmet on softly. Don't mess that hair up.
You're a hair fanatic, you know that?
Oh no, I notice things. Here's Stanton. 1-0. Stanton's 0 for 2, so the Royals get back 1 run, unearned, but 1 run for Walker. 1-1.
Michael, why we got a minute here, I just got to call out Lisa Fulton, who, works in the media and makes it so much fun. We've had so much fun with her over the years. She lost her mother, Clara, at 80 years old this week. So I just want to let you know, Lisa, we're thinking about you. I certainly miss you in the media lounge up there.
She's the best.
Oh.
Our thoughts are with you and your family, Lisa. Swing and a miss.
There's a little, just a short slider or cutter that just started on the outside corner, ended up off the plate. You wish you had a 37 or 38 inch bat instead of 34, 35, where you could just kind of foul it off.
Tell you what, really shrewd signings by the Royals. Waka and Lugo. Certainly not top of the line free agents, but they saw something there and they went for it, and both of these guys have been great for them and taking this team to another level.
Yeah, I mean, they do have some things to work around. I mean, you signed Garcia to a reasonable money too for the numbers that he put up last year, and you got Bobby Witt Jr. locked up, so you have some things to work with in this organization.
And they've always taken care of Sal Perez. Grounded foul. The Royals had a home run in the fourth. We'll take a look at the exit velocity presented by Spectrum. 103.3, traveled 364 feet. And that's the difference in the game. Left field, Thomas back. Out number 2. Rosario 0 for 2 tonight. Popped up. Out of play. Crowd of 44,244 here in Bronx.
It is Friday night. I've been messed up ever since yesterday. It seemed like a weekend yesterday because we had the day game, and then I forgot it was the big Friday night tonight.
Big Friday night, big Saturday afternoon tomorrow, and a big Sunday afternoon. Yankees in the 11th game of playing 13 straight days, and it hasn't gone well for them. They're 3-7 in the first 10 games, so they want to finish strong before a really long road trip.
They're trying to come up and in, and it's just rode up and in a little bit too much.
2-2. Here's what's coming up. Those 2 games against the Royals. Monday's their first off day in 13 days. Then 3 at Fenway, 3 in Houston, and then 3 in Arlington to meet the Rangers. Third base, Garcia gets Rosario. And we played 6 full here in the Bronx. Yankees lead 2-1. It's time to name that Yankee. Brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. Looks like a good pitcher. Oh, what was that?
I knew.
Oh,
I
my
know this
goodness.
One. It's Larry Gurr. Has to be.
You know what? This is the first one Paul got. That is just, it's outrageous what just happened.
All right, the truck, you better bring up
You
another
just
one.
ruined everybody's night. Well, I don't even know what to say, Paul.
Well, we got it right.
All the humanity. Ford scoreboard was he go to the 7th. Wow. Corey Jensen takes the strike.
How about that?
Yeah, how about that, Mel?
He better start out hitting all the buttons in there.
Wow.
How about that, Mel?
You know, the odds of that happening on Bet365 was so high, we can't even put it out there. I'll tell you what, don't you agree, Paul? They got to get locked and loaded and give people another name that Yankee today.
You know what? When we do the extra broadcast, we'll just delete this inning.
Oh, gonna edit it out?
Yeah, we'll just take it out. We'll do another one.
The Yankees used to have, Paul, photo day where they would set players up in the, I guess you'd call it back where the concessions are now, but this is the old ballpark. And they would leave, if it was a day kids could take pictures with the Yankees. And I got Larry Gore. And it's somewhere in my house. I can't find it. There's a picture of me in a white T-shirt sitting with a goofy grin next to Larry Gore.
There you go.
And now they've ruined it for me.
I didn't like those things. You know what? The photo days? Because I felt like the people that got shoved over to me that, like, God, how disappointed they are.
Right, they wanted Pete Rose.
Yeah, exactly. They wanted a star.
Oh, now they're trying to make up with it by giving us some Larry Gore highlights from the vault. Pitched for the Yankees and the Royals. And with the Royals, he was considered a little bit of a Yankee killer. Didn't throw hard. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Turned the ball over. Good control. So Jensen works a walk to start the 7th. We saw Hedrick is warming for the Yanks. Schlittler at 90 pitches. So 1-1. 2-1 Yankees lead, top of the 7th inning. One, 2. Lane Thomas 0 for 2. Fly ball to center, pop up the short. There's a base hit through the right side. Jensen will stop at second. It's a single for Thomas. First and second, nobody out for Kansas City.
Well, just a big hole on the right side, and Thomas just puts it in play. I mean, this ball gets a little bit of the plate, a little bit too much of it, but still a really good situational piece of hitting.
Well, that's going to do it for Schlittler. Caglione coming up. We're going to go to Hedrick. Schlittler leads with a 2-1 lead. Well, Cam Schlittler struck out 6. 6 Yankee strikeouts brought to you by your local Tri-State Audi dealer. And to go along with those 6 strikeouts, he also walked 2, which is strange for him, doubling his total for the first 4 starts. But he had it working. All of his pitches threw a curveball a lot more than he has in his first 3 starts. And he leaves with a lead, but it's in danger now in the hands of the bullpen. First and second, nobody out. Hedrick comes on, and Jack Caglione is at the plate. They're getting a lot of use out of Brent Hedrick.
And then you saw Schlittler walking off the field. I mean, as well as he pitched, I mean, he just looked like he was mad at himself, just dejected. And it just goes to show you how much confidence I think he has in himself, that he feels like he should get everybody out. And you'd love to see that. You hate to see the starting pitchers that, you know, just come sprinting off the mound. Just, thank goodness I'm out of the game, you know?
Right. He threw 93 pitches. That's his season high. Remember, he got a late start in spring training, so they brought him along slowly. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout of Caglione.
Caglione looked like he was looking inside fastball to hold it bad, and these breaking balls, when you do that, are just, you know, as you're falling away, that front hip kind of falling away, and then you just reach in and you just can't catch up to him.
And Jonathan India is going to pinch hit for Michael Massey.
I didn't even recognize him. I remember he had the hair halfway down his back the last couple years. Came up from the Cincinnati Reds.
Talking it over with Hedrick on how to go after India. Roval warming up for the Yanks. The Yankee bullpen in the Angels series had a 7.41 ERA. All of the Yankee pitching in the Angels series, they gave up 13 home runs. So in their first 15 games, Yankee pitchers had a 2.93 ERA. And in the 4 games against the Angels, it was an 8 ERA.
Well, this little slide, you know, they've been on. And then the 5-game losing streak, and then, you know, the split. If you look at the numbers offensively and pitching, I mean, they're not where they were during the 8-2 start.
Now, you might think the move here is to send up the righty against the lefty Hedrick, but he has been able to get out righties. So righties are hitting just 130 against him this season. Since last season, righties at 157 against him with a 214 slug. And he's not a reverse split guy because he gets out lefties very well. 1-1 to India. 1-2. Popped up. Rice gives it a run in foul territory, and he makes the catch. Terrific play by Rice for out number 2.
Ben Rice, he kind of lunged at it and didn't catch it over his shoulder, but like caught it back towards. You can tell. I mean, you've got to realize. I mean, he was a catcher in the minor leagues. I mean, he's still somewhat learning the position. Going back on there, you think about a catcher catching a fly ball where it's coming back to you, where, you know, if you're sprinting out there as a first baseman, it's a totally different angle what you're used to.
Now Starling Marte is going to pinch hit for Isbell, dangerous right-handed batter. Most recently with the Mets. Line the other way, down the line, but slices foul. Respected veteran, good in the clubhouse. And pretty good speed. They try the pickoff and they throw it into center field. Jensen will go to third, moving to second is Thomas. A wild throw by Hedrick on the called pickoff at second.
You know, time and time again, Mike, I've always said I hate these plays because all they can do is really get you in trouble. I mean, and here you go. Now you've moved up 2 bases. But Hedrick still has an opportunity to get out of this inning.
He gets an error, 8-1. So Jensen at third, Thomas now with the go-ahead run at second. Yankees lead 2-1 in the top of the 7th inning. One and one.
Just got a text that a friend of mine said it looks like a left-handed Jeff Nelson. You see that?
He does. I've been thinking about that a lot facially for sure.
Good changeup.
The 1-2. Tap back to the mound. The throw to first. Got him. And Hedrick works out of trouble. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 men, well, 1 error, 2 men left on base. At the end of 6.5, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. Yankees lead the Royals 2-1. But we're going to stay right here as we honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise, remove your caps, and please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Navy Petty Officer First Class Angelina Toya from Wappingers Falls, New York, who has been serving in the Navy since 2018. The Yankees say thank you, Angelina, for your sacrifice and for your service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing along with Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
It's Justin and Adam with the Ford Studio Update, a 2-1 Yankee lead, and Adam, a Friday night pitchers duel, certainly living up to the billing.
Yeah, both starters were fantastic. Not a lot of margin for error left in this game, 6 outs to go. I'd like to see a little more insurance runs tacked on here by the Yankees, but either way, they're in a good spot to bring this one home.
All right, Adam and I, along with Dylan Betances, will have you covered for the post game. Let's go back to the Bronx with Michael, Paul, and Meredith.
Well, I'll tell you what. Ottavino and Betances, they look pretty good in this bullpen. That is quite a bullpen we have in the studio with Justin. Anyway, 2-3-2 for the Yankees, 1-3-0 for Kansas City. Walker, 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Pasquantino driven in the run with an RBI ground out. Cam Schlitter went 6+, didn't allow an earned run, and he's in line for the win if the bullpen could hold it. Eli Morgan in for the Royals, and the first pitch is fouled back by Chisholm. Marte takes over in left. Thomas moves from left to center. India takes over at second. Bottom third of the Yankee order. 1-1.
Well, both starting pitchers did their job, Michael. Both of them threw the ball extremely well. Now the hands are the ball's in the hands of the bullpen on both sides.
Call on the field is ball. The catcher is challenged.
Season. And we're going to get another challenge. Powered by T-Mobile.
It is a strike. Kansas City has 2 challenges remaining.
This guy's unbelievable. What a weapon. He's loving it, too.
Yeah, he's almost taking pride in it, just kind of sticking it to the hitters, knowing I know the strike zone. I've been back here for 15 seasons.
Morgan signed a minor league deal with Kansas City in January, called up Thursday. Missed almost all of last season with the Cubs because of an elbow impingement. Now, Eli's dad, David, was a longtime deputy sports editor at the LA Times. So I wonder if he's nicer to writers than you were.
Loved you, Michael. It was all an act.
Well, now we find out it was. You're a delight. As Jazz Chisholm walks, let's see if he takes off. 8 stolen bases on the season.
Well, different opportunity for Jazz. You've got a guy that can probably get a jump on. Walker was very tough with that slide step. And Morgan's kind of doing the same thing. I mean, they're trying to help Perez out. As you noted earlier in the game, Michael still throws pretty well, but a lot has to do with the pitcher and how slow they are at the plate.
Throw over. So Walk, another good outing. We're trailing 2-1. Push bunt. Foul ball.
Yeah, really good idea. I mean, you might get a base hit out of this. Tried to push it actually hard, which means you probably wanted to go towards second base, and second baseman over towards second base where it would have been a base hit.
Broken bat, slow roller, and they let it keep rolling, and Caballero didn't run. And then when it kept rolling and making a left-hand turn, he started to jog a bit, but that's a good way for a player to get embarrassed.
Yeah, well, Jazz did a good thing there by going to second base and even rounding the bag. You're going to keep letting it go. I'll just go to third.
Well, help America's Heroes. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T.org. Caballero 0 for 1 with a walk and a stolen base. 1-2 count. Into center field. Thomas. Out number 1.
You'd like to see Jazz, if he can, time him a little bit. He hasn't shown that he has a good move. Maybe get a little bit better lead. Possibly give Wells one pitch where he can pull it to the right side. Other than that, try to get to second base where we try to tack on a run, which would be big here. Bottom of the 7th.
Wells 0 for 2. Hitting 184 with 1 home run and 1 ribby. He's getting on base, though. His on-base percentage is .322. So working his walks. He goes around. 2-1. It'll be interesting to see how Boone navigates the final 6 outs. Who he's going to trust in the bullpen.
Have to keep the leads with a Bednar in the 9th, obviously, but I think Cruz has thrown 3 days in a row, right? I think he would be gone.
Cruz, I think, is gone. Obviously, Doval is an option.
Yeah.
Hill. Three and one on the number 9 hitter, Austin Wells. There's Doval. He's up again. What a jump. No chance for Perez. Didn't even throw the ball. And that was ball 4 anyway, so. Come celebrate Star Wars Day at Yankee Stadium on Saturday, May 2nd. There'll be appearances by your favorite Star Wars characters, and the first 18,000 guests in attendance receive a max-free Mandalorian bobblehead. Tickets are going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com, and may the Force be with you.
You a Star Wars guy, Michael?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know much about it. I saw that on the the board behind the hitter, the Mandalorian giveaway. I wanted to ask what
you know who's the biggest Star Wars guy?
That is
Ruko.
Oh, is that right?
Oh,
Star Wars.
Unbelievable. Every frame of every movie he can analyze.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Working on another pitch.
Yeah, he's getting the Mandalorian grip.
Seven's not enough.
So here's Trent Grisham, runners on first and second. And a strike from Morgan.
That's a good opportunity for Grisham. I mean, as a player, when you make an error or something, you just want that opportunity to kind of make up for it. You've got a shot right here with the base hit to play some runs.
Shows bunt, but takes the slider. 2-1.
Well, Morgan's getting in a tough spot here. He's getting behind Grisham, and you've got the big fella on there on deck on number 99. So
that one is clubbed into right field. And the catch is made by Caglione, and he throws it by Witt, but the runners stay put.
That's bad luck. That ball was just hammered, and it didn't have enough top spin. It didn't have enough carry to get over his head.
So now Morgan has to deal with Judge. Yankees leading 2-1, bottom of the 7th inning, first game of this 3-game set. Crowd doesn't like that. 1-0.
Aaron Judge didn't mind it. Just a slip curveball. He's digging himself a hole here.
Nub foul right off the end of the bat. Good numbers against Morgan. 3 for 8, 2 home runs. John Schreiber warming. Changeup misses inside. 2-1 on Judge. Judge 1 for 2 with a walk today. Doubled in the first inning off of Walker. Three and one. Bellinger's on deck. And the pitch. Swings through the slider, and the count now full. So the runners will go 3-2, 2 outs.
Yeah, with just a hanging slider, there was no movement downward. You've seen some high changeups. That was a slider that just hung there.
Chisholm will go from second. Wells from first. 2 men out. 3-2 count in the 7th. Morgan deals. Grounded. Garcia across the diamond in the dirt. But a backhand scoop by Pasquantino ends the inning. No runs, no hits. 2 walks, no errors. Because of this throw and this scoop, 2 men left on base. We go to the 8th inning. 2-1 Yankees. Well, fans, Yankee games on Yes are streaming live on the Gotham Sports app, included for free with your eligible TV provider subscription. Download and sign into the Gotham Sports app now and check out all the great original content, including game highlights, post-game sound, and the official Yankees podcast. Hyundai scoreboard 2-1 Yankees over the Royals. And first guy up in the bullpen, first McMahon takes over third, tighten up the defense. It's going to be Camilo Doval, following Brent Hedrick, who got out of the 7th.
Asking, I think, if they want to play the lines no doubles possibly, but they did not. McMahon not right on the line.
I guess it figures because he throws so hard. What's the likelihood of them pulling it right down the line? Could be done, but he's playing the odds. You know, you said this about Chavihi yesterday. You watch Doval and the way he throws and how hard he throws, and you wonder how he ever gets hit.
Yeah. I mean, you just look at it on paper. High 90s, a cutter, a slider, a changeup. You guys just don't make sense.
Check out the bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Cruz, as Paul mentioned, 2 in a row. He's not pitching today. Bednar obviously available. They'd like to stay away from Chavi. Tim Hill, there's a possibility to go as well. Strike 3, painted the corner. Garcia down, looking.
Well, again, if this is the first time you've seen Doval, like you said, Michael, how in the world can you give up a hit? Great slider right there.
One 1-0 on Witt. Witt's 0 for 3. Witt's on an E8 though in the 6th inning. Hill's getting ready. And the E8, as Grisham went back to the wall, just dropped the ball. One and one. Fly ball, shallow right field. Judge is there. 2 down here in the 8th. Couple of righties, Spence and Lang. And here's Pasquatch, Vinny Pasquantino, driven in the only Royals run, a ground ball to first with a runner on third. 1 for 3. Had the first hit against Schlittler. One and 0. On Pasquantino. Salvador Perez on deck. Drill to right field. Judge back. He's on the track. He's at the wall. Tie game. Pasquantino into the short porch, and the game is tied at 2.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you really got to be careful here because as a lefty, his cutter goes right into the happy zone, something you can pull out of here. I mean, you got to pitch to the scoreboard here, away, change-ups away, sinkers away, where if you give up a hit, it's to left field or center. You cannot allow a lefty to see this type of pitch with a one-run lead, to see the ball just sitting right there on the inner half.
Well, that takes a win away from Schlittler. Now the Yankees just have to try to win the game. There's a strike. So he's allowed home runs in back-to-back appearances. Quickly 0-2.
Again, it looks like he was trying to sink that ball. It does look like a two-seamer, but that's not his comfortable pitch. He wants to go to that cutter and was not able to get that ball to run away where he could stay on the end of the bat instead of the barrel.
So Doval had not allowed a home run in the first 8 games he pitched. Then he gives up the home run to Trout on Monday. Everybody seemed to. And now Pasquantino here on Friday. So 2-2. Perez 0 for 3 tonight. Struck out twice. This big crowd got quiet in a hurry when that ball settled into the seats. The 2-2. Tap slowly. Jazz charges and gets Perez for the final out. Pasquantino's home run ties the game. We go to the bottom of the 8th at 2-2. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees, and by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. You can see Doval is upset with himself about that pitch to Pasquantino. That tied the game at 2 on the Hyundai scoreboard. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Alex Lang will take over. You see his numbers in 6 games. Royals trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. It'll be Bellinger, Stanton, and Rice in the bottom of the 8th inning. Grounded shortly. Pasquantino fields, takes it himself. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 8th inning. Last 5 games, the Yankee bullpen has been an issue. 7.50 ERA. First 15 games this year, about a 2.98 ERA. Now that bullpen has an opportunity to change, Paul, when Cole comes back, Rodon comes back, because we have a couple of guys that are in the rotation. Which guys translate best to the bullpen?
Well, I know one thing, the fella that started tonight, Flittler, he's not going anywhere.
No.
He looks really strong time and time again. And like I said, there's like a buzz around the city with New York fans on when he's going to take the mound.
Just got the outside corner, 1-1. One and 2.
You get both of them? Yep.
Wow. 2 for 1. Swing and a miss. Stanton, another 3 strikeout night. He's 0 for 4. It's so odd when you watch Stanton. There are stretches of time where he can't be gotten out.
Yeah.
And then there are stretches of time where he looks like, is he ever going to get a hit?
It looks like his balance is off a little bit. If you watch that last swing, it just looks like he's kind of falling. And he doesn't really stride that much. It just looks like he's falling towards the visitor's dugout a little bit, which does not keep you on the ball. And he's underneath the ball away and coming off the ball on the outside part of the plate.
Memorizing Yankee offense today with the 2-run home run in the 4th inning off of Walker. And a strike from Lang. Bednar and Hill. Good changeup by Lang.
Well, Bednar comes in. We're going to hear Renegade, right? And the other night they darken the stadium and start jamming. I'm ready for it.
Can't wait. The 2-2. Line and a base hit. Rice just keeps on keeping on. 2-out single. He's 2 for 4.
Now, if you watch what I was talking about Stanton, kind of the balance away. I mean, Ben Rice is so balanced right now. He's even fooled a little bit on this ball, but he stays through it and is able to put it in play and not come off of it because he is so on balance with his weight.
So here's McMahon. He took over at third defensively for Rosario, and here he is coming up in a big spot in the bottom of the 8th inning against the righty Lang. He has 5 hits, all singles. He needs a moment, Paul. He needs a moment where he gets a big hit and he could settle himself down a little bit and relax.
Yeah, sometimes coming off the bench, we saw it from Grisham the other day. I mean, a couple home runs, you don't expect to play, your mind's at rest, and then all of a sudden, you kind of let things happen a little bit easier instead of, the whole day of worrying about your 4 at-bats that night.
Was not in the lineup today against a right-hander. And tomorrow and Sunday, the Royals are starting left-handers. And Boone said, he's just working on stuff.
Michael, he actually elaborated a little bit, saying mainly that he's working on staying more square on his shoulders. Sometimes he rotates the right side a little bit. They think that affects him at the plate and the contact he is making. Paul, I'm sure you could speak a little better to that.
Well, you know what? When you start breaking down things when you're not going well, you just think everything's wrong. It can be a minor adjustment, or it just can be a total overhaul, and you just got to tinker with things until something works.
Deep to left field. Marte back. He's on the track. He's at the wall. See ya! A 2-run home run for McMahon. Oh, did he need that?
Boone had a hunch again tonight off the bench. He's got a good one. It worked him the other day. McMahon today, the fans are happy. Believe me, they're going crazy. But there's nobody happier than Ryan McMahon right here. Michael, you said he needed a moment. That's a pretty good moment right there.
That's his first extra base hit of the year. 5 singles and now a really big 2-run home run to give the Yankees the lead. And you can see how happy his teammates are for him.
Talk about, like, that's a torture home run, Michael, because you hit it and you don't know for sure. And, you know, the wind's blowing in a little bit and the outfielder's going back and you're heading to first base just begging for this thing to hit the seats. Right there, kind of straight to the ball, got his top hand involved a little bit. And right there, that's what I'm talking about. You're just hoping that this thing goes. Tremendous piece of hitting and a huge home run for the Yankees.
One and 2 on Chisholm.
Cody Bellinger. Wow. Some of the reactions are priceless.
Swing and a miss. Chisholm down on strikes. But the Yankees gave up the lead in the top of the inning. Ryan McMahon did not start today against the righty. Coming off the bench with a big 2-run home run. Yankees lead. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. By Nissan. Hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. And by Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet. Smiles abound for Ryan McMahon. He has been hurt. He just could not get it go offensively. And then, out of nowhere, drives one to left field, just into the first row. And it counts for 2 and gives the Yankees the lead. And they turn it over to David Bednar to get the final 3 outs in the ninth. The numbers on Bednar, 5 of 6 in save situations. (2-0) on Carter Jensen. Carter 0 for 2 with a walk, couple of strikeouts. And goes 3-0 on the leadoff batter. Right down the middle with the fastball. 3-1. And there's ball 4 as Jensen gets a second walk, and that brings up the tying run. Well, fans, stay tuned after the final out for tonight's WB Mason Yankees postgame as Justin Shackle and 2 pretty good relievers, Dylan Betances and Adam Ottavino, will have highlights and analysis. Meredith Barakovitz gets player interviews in the clubhouse, and we'll hear from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. It's all coming up next on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Lane Thomas jumps on the first pitch and fouls it back. Thomas 1 for 3.
Probably stick those 2 right in the bullpen right now, couldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Ottavino and Betances? Huh? You take either of them right now. Huh?
Well, Dylan hasn't pitched in a while. Ottavino pitched in the WBC. The 0-2 inside. Bednar has a 59% ground ball rate, so that obviously could offset the leadoff walk. Caglione is on deck. Luke Chisholm makes the play. You could tell he's thinking about dropping it, and then he just made the play.
Right here, you think maybe I'll just knock it down in turn 2, but it wasn't going to work anyway.
That ball almost popped out on its own. Here's Caglione. And a strike. Caglione 1 for 3. Big cut, 0-2.
Such a good pitch to lefties because it ends up down and away. Even if it's hit, you really can't do anything to drive the ball, but great movement. Just want to stay away from the inner half part of the plate with a 2-run lead on a lefty.
1-2. Jensen's at first, held there by Rice. Rice a 2-run home run. McMahon a 2-run home run. That's the scoring for the Yankees. And Pasquantino a solo shot for the Royals. Swing and a miss. Caglione down on strikes. Yanks it out away.
Got to the happy zone, but it just broke enough at the end to get under the barrel. This was kind of not where you pictured this ending up. Kind of down and into a lefty. That could be an issue.
So here's Jonathan India. One and 0. McMahon trying to get the dugout's attention. Should I play closer to the line? He stays put. Now you want to guard against an extra base hit here because if it goes down the line and double, that means the time runs in scoring position. They did move him a little bit closer to the line. But still, that's not a no doubles defense. And the Royals down to their final strike. It's 1-2. Everybody getting to their feet.
A lot of hockey fans here tonight, Michael.
Swing and a miss. And the Yankees win 4-2. Bednar nails it down, but the story ran McMahon. Did not start against a right-handed pitcher. Came in for defense his first time up. Goes the other way for a big, tie-breaking 2-run home run. And for this day, a Friday night in the Bronx, he's the hero.
You know, Friday night, it was fun here in the Bronx. Well pitched, couple big hits. Yankees start this series off with a win. Fans go home happy.
So McMahon, his first extra base hit of the year, and it was extra special. The Yankees win this one 4-2 to start this 3-game set. We'll come back with awards on the postgame after that.